Tensions are rising across Asia as diplomatic and military developments shift the balance of power. In Beijing, Australia's Prime Minister continues his historic visit to China. This is the first high-level meeting between the two nations in years. Both sides expressed a strong desire to reset the relationship. Trade, education, tourism, and climate action are top priorities. China praised Australia for taking steps to repair trust. This visit may reshape the regional alliance landscape. At the same time, Chinese courts sentenced a foreign national to 3 years in prison on charges of espionage. The trial was closed to the public. Human rights groups have raised alarm. Details of the case remain classified. The move is likely to spark more diplomatic concerns. Meanwhile, military tensions are flaring in the Middle East. Israeli jets struck the Defense Ministry building in Damascus, Syria. The strike happened just after midnight. Explosions lit the sky over the capital. Local reports confirmed multiple deaths. Israel has not commented officially. Syria vowed to respond. The region remains on edge. In Iran, officials issued a sharp warning of retaliation following recent attacks. Their statement declared that any further aggression would trigger an immediate and powerful response. Iranian leadership accused foreign powers of interference. The international community is closely watching the unfolding situation. Turning to South Asia. In India, the state of Assam has made history. It has become the first Indian state to generate significant revenue from its own crude oil production. The development is seen as a major step toward energy independence. Experts say this could be a model for other regions of India. Also in India, the Supreme Court raised concern over an investigation involving a prestigious university. Allegations of political suppression and academic censorship are now under review. Meanwhile, a threatening email triggered a security alert at the Golden Temple in Amritsar. Authorities increased patrols and surveillance. The site remains open to worshippers but under heavy guard. In Europe, economic anxiety is building. The United Kingdom reported a surprise jump in inflation. Prices rose by 3.6% in June. Economists had expected lower numbers. The spike is blamed on rising energy and food costs. The Bank of England is now under pressure. More interest rate hikes could be coming. Across the European Union, leaders are reacting to what they call a tariff tornado from the United States. The Trump administration is pushing new trade barriers. The EU is scrambling to respond. Talks are underway in Brussels, but no agreement has been reached. Several countries, including Germany and France, say the trade war could destabilize global supply chains. Speaking of Germany, the Summer World University Games have officially opened in the Rhine-Ruhr region. Athletes from 114 countries are competing. Over 200 events are scheduled. The Games will run for 12 days and are expected to draw large international audiences. In the United States, inflation remains a top concern. The latest Producer Price Index showed another increase. This follows earlier data confirming higher consumer prices. Investors reacted immediately. The stock market opened lower but closed slightly higher by the end of the day. The Federal Reserve has not indicated when it might adjust interest rates again. Former President Trump made headlines once more. He criticized Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, saying the Fed has failed to control inflation. Trump hinted at replacing Powell if he floated the name of hedge fund executive John Besant as a possible successor. The comments shook financial markets. Trump later said he had no immediate plans for dismissal, but the uncertainty remains. Meanwhile, President Trump appeared at a major summit in Pittsburgh, focused on artificial intelligence and energy. The event brought together tech leaders, oil executives, and government officials. Over $90 billion in investments were announced. Most of the funding is earmarked for data centers and fossil fuel infrastructure. Critics say the plan lacks focus on renewable energy and environmental protection. In corporate news, Bank of America posted better than expected earnings. However, revenue fell slightly. Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, and Johnson & Johnson all beat Wall Street estimates. Investors see this as a sign of resilience, despite broader economic worries. On the technology front, Bitcoin surged to nearly $118,000. The rally is driven by growing support for cryptocurrency regulation. Lawmakers are working on new stablecoin legislation. The crypto market responded with enthusiasm. Ethereum and other coins also posted gains. In Southeast Asia, Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim addressed the economic storm caused by shifting global policies. He described current conditions as unpredictable but stressed resilience and cooperation. Malaysia is urging neighboring countries to form new trade coalitions to reduce dependency on the West. Elsewhere in Asia, South Korea reopened the trial of Kim Jae-gyu. He is the man accused of assassinating former President Park Chung-hee in the year 1979. The retrial is largely symbolic. Many see it as a national reckoning. Historians, politicians, and the public are watching closely. Back in the United States, the Dow Jones closed higher by 0.5%. Oil prices held steady. The bond market remained volatile. Traders say the mood is cautious. Any new statement from the Federal Reserve could shift momentum quickly. In Latin America, several countries issued a joint statement condemning political violence in the region. The declaration called for peaceful elections and stronger protections for journalists. Clashes in parts of Colombia and Venezuela were cited as examples of ongoing instability. In Africa, the Sahel region is facing a deepening crisis. Armed groups continue to clash with government forces in Mali and Burkina Faso. Thousands have been displaced. Aid organizations are struggling to reach affected communities due to unsafe conditions. Finally, the United Nations released its latest report on global food security. The numbers are grim. More than 700 million people are currently undernourished. Climate change, conflict, and inflation are listed as the primary drivers. The UN is calling for immediate international cooperation to prevent further famine. This has been your full global news recap for July 16, 2025. Stay informed, stay aware,